Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 3, where today we are crushing the Burning Sun, the Burning Wind nomads for hopefully this is the last time we have to do this. Burning Sun nomads would be a bad name. That's very it's very repetitive. You don't have to specify. Anyway, game suggests a crushing defeat. Obviously, we're gonna do better than that. I'm debating though, because like honestly, 10% speed against this number of projectiles might actually be worth eating the 5 meat. We're gonna get meat from the battle, and then we're gonna throw a camp down at some point, like just north of here anyway. So that'll really help. I think we can go ahead and feast. Yeah, let's do it. I hesitated there because I was looking at our banners. I do like the bonus bonus armor piercing damage per attack banner on a Noblar rather than an ogre, because there are so many Noblar attacks per battle. Oh, see, this is massively beneficial to them. I have to admit, I wasn't really planning on that part. Well, I feel like we should just like set up over here and then like fall back to the pass and wait for our 2 minutes. This map is... There's a button, by the way. You can scout the terrain before you commit to the battle, and I never do it. But I probably should be doing it. I just wanted to see exactly what these rocks look like. If it's not safe to fall back in the sense that the cannons will still be able to hit us... Oh, no. This looks good. I don't think they will do what needs to be done to really get the shots off. So we're going to play back here. And in fact, even going to go further back than that. Really get clear. Also, start cooking, because we are really going to get a lot of value out of our magic here. And then I guess we just fast forward. They'll fall back, and this map is really nice. This is a really good aesthetic. I dig that skybox. They will get a full sort of firing solution on us as we move up the hill, which obviously is not ideal, but they don't have that many guns. And like this, the reinforcement army is going to get ripped to pieces. And that's just the way that is. Listen, I'm not heartbroken about it. We got plenty of time for new recruits, and none of the units in the replacement army are actually very high level or anything. Like, they're not built up. So let's get everybody into position, and then we'll start moving up the hill when we're ready. Sorry, you're just in group 1. I'm not gonna micro our 1 unit of trappers separately. Alright, get to it. Oh right, your deal's pretty different actually. Don't go with the ogres. Ow! They did, in fact, hit the stonehorn directly in the side with one of those cannon shots. That's a hell of a hit. All right, the Noblars are close enough that they're taking fire. I think it's time to just run forward. And I don't know, as ever, that it's necessarily super beneficial for us to micro who we're targeting too carefully here, but I'm going to do it anyway, because you can never tell. Also, without specific orders, your units will usually decide to do the worst and least effective thing. That's also true with specific orders, as we've seen many times in the past. Your units want more than anything not to be effective. It is their favorite shit in the universe. They will find a way, as we saw in that last battle against Kislev. 6 different units of ogres, each finding a way to wrap themselves around one different bear from the bear cavalry. They will figure it out. They will do what has to be done to not work. Which I get. You know, listen, I'm a computer scientist by training. Who wants to put forth effort or do a thing? There's a huge amount of, if you've never had a computer science education, a huge amount of it is about how do we avoid doing any work at all? How do we offload all efforts to the computer? And sometimes you'll be trained to do things, to do a great deal of additional work now so that you can be lazier in the future, which I think is the main thing that separates computer science from other fields, where they usually train you to be lazy now, regardless of how much work it makes for everyone in the future. That's sort of an MBA move right there. Actually, business programs broadly have never heard of work and they have no interest in it. Okay. So a lot of charging. We're going to let things start to group up a little bit, and we are for sure going to do a Great Maw somewhere, and it's going to do just like a horrifying amount of damage. It's going to do some really fantastical work. Actually, sorry, I don't know what I was thinking, putting a large unit this close to the enemy archers. What I should probably do is have you sort of like move out here, and then my plan, I think, with this unit is going to be to have it in melee mode, just harassing archers rather than trying to shoot at anybody. Okay, we're close enough to cast. Do something like that. There you go. Just delete a couple of units. Oh my god. Keep moving, keep moving. Make the archers turn around entirely if they want to keep shooting at you. I changed my mind. I was going to have these units like flank around, but let's just go forward. Run kind of toward the middle. Okay, so I think I'm going to split you off over here. We don't have enough units whose job it is to attack these people in the back here. And we could really use some more ogre force. Right now, these ogres are chasing those archers, and it's probably best we keep them on that. I really want somebody to turn around and take out the other 2 units of peasant long spears. I think your move is actually going to be like that. And then we could drop the Fist of Punching, I suppose, to help deal with this. The Great Fist of Punching. Oh, that dragon thing is scary. Yeah, that was pretty effective. Definitely killed some of our own Noblars in that. But what are you going to do? Their entire army has decided that actually it would be better if they were not fighting.
I seek.
Okay, and this is where you come in.
Genius! My next trophy!
Do not allow these crane gunners to get away. Okay, y'all turn around and eat. You can be on them. I mean, this is over.
Iron guts!
The ogres have made contact, and all of their melee troops were killed by spells, so pretty much the end of that. Focus on the crane gunners.
Master Predator!
Where is my wizard lord?
Guided by hunger. Force!
Big friendly fire there on their part to try to kill a bunch of Noblars, which, I mean, it does seem like they did.
Leader of butchers!
Feast.
Iron hail goodness!
Can you actually just shoot the horse? That's probably doable, right? Actually, I want to do this. Charge bonus up, and then...
Embrace the
Okay, that didn't really hit. There we go. Congratulations, Iron Guts. Actually, their max HP is really close to their current. Nobody really took that much damage, is the thing. Like, I'm sorry. Some of the Noblar units took a profound amount of damage, but I'm not gonna spend a heal spell on them, obviously. Okay, so this army has been chased into the woods time and time again. This time, hopefully, they're actually dead? Or is this... This is the first time we've attacked them this turn, though, right? We're probably gonna have to... We're gonna have to hit them once more. We did kill, like, over 70% of them, though. So the second fight should be should be considerably easier. One of the ways that this game makes ranged units more powerful than melee units is that for melee units, their health is a really big part of... Sort of like overall unit health is a really big part of what gives them power in battle. But for ranged units, just the ammunition bar of that specific unit, not really the shape of the army, is what gives them power in battle. So multiple battles per turn disadvantage melee units or melee heavy armies far more. That's a ton of meat. Yeah, give me that. Then they've disadvantaged ranged heavy armies, which can be a shame. Wizards, though. Wizards also benefit from multiple battles per turn, or at least they benefit relative to what you get out of a melee unit, because your magic bar refills between battles. Basically, it goes back to the level of whatever was happening in the region.
Strike through the pain. Ogre tyrant.
All right. Our armies are worn down a little bit. There's no two ways about that, but we're pushing, we're eating, and an abundance of fresh meat and gold. Things are kind of sort of coming along a little bit here.
Shockingly
we did Greasus's turn already? That's right, I stopped in the middle of a turn because we got a bad battle bar. Alright, what are the odds you're going to be able to just get rid of this dude? Pretty bad, but...
I'll claim their head.
Gotta get your XP somehow. Okay, and also sometimes you just roll the good dice. Definitely worth noting. Is this... Do camps associated with enemy territories just automatically raid them? Yeah, they totally do. That's not really how I've been using mine, but then again, most of ours needed to be a pretty specific thing. All right, bull.
Gonna make you my slave.
No, I'm trying to make you kill. Kill.
They will know Barney.
Oh, come on, the guy's half rotted already. You can't have to do very much to defeat a single Nurgle zombie in combat. Terrible. Just terrible work.
Ogre tyrant.
Okay, so now that we have a little bit of money, I am definitely thinking about stuff like this. That takes more than a little bit of money. If we push up here, we get man-eaters with the iron fists and eventually man-eaters with the ogre pistol, which is something I'm very interested in. Yeah, 40 attack, 42 defense with a 50-point charge bonus, but also they have a 140 ranged weapon that they can fire while they are charging. That seems very cool. I definitely want to level this building up. Unfortunately, 8,000 then 16? Yeah. It's rough stuff. Well, for the moment, the most important thing we can do is just max out money, I guess. Which is to say this building has nothing to do. Over here, we're going to get a rebellion. That's just the way of things. Again, really nothing to do about it. We could put up a garrison building and try to hold off the rebellion. But I think what I'm going to do instead is just count these as lost, because I don't really care about them, and generate as much money from them as I can very briefly. So yeah, I've seen that one. Now that we have 6,000, the thing is, from Hanyu Port, we can hire most units already. This is the place where they have their, like, coolest recruitment buildings. So we don't really need the upgrade. I think we'll probably hold that money. Is this the moment when we build the outpost with the Darkland Orcs? It is possible that they won't hold this settlement for very long and our money will be wasted. The recruitables here are pretty bad, but if we can get this up to a level 2 outpost and gain access to their global pool, we can maybe pull in some stuff that's pretty fun. I think I'm going to hold off. We just, we need our money for upgrades to our own unit hiring ability. There's too much maybe coming off of that plan. Okay. Oh, you know what we could have done that I didn't even really give thought to is I could have at least moved, what's his name's army was down to 18 units. I could have moved 2 of the units from the reinforcement army to the main army there. I'm always criticizing the AI for not running 20 stacks, so yeah, I should probably at the very least do the thing I'm saying is good. Y'all would have such an easier time if you would actually just clean this stuff up. Okay, actually, it looks like the western provinces have maybe dealt with that ogre camp situation for us, which is great news. Then all we really have to do is press the Burning Wind nomads. I'm still so bummed out that we didn't make that. We had that contract stolen from under our nose by the enemy faction deciding that we would just never be allowed to complete it. Because I could have really used $15,000, actually. Huh. It's going to give us the decisive victory. The thing is, we're not going to get another heal anytime soon, and I am a little worried here with this army being... I'm gonna take the auto-resolve. It says casualties low.
Let's get conquesting.
Okay, yeah, that was fine. That's a fine outcome. Certainly no point in taking the meat. I guess let's take the gold. In addition to the 2,000 we got for winning that very small battle. Now here it's trying to give us a Pyrrhic. This is a place where maybe it would make sense to go manual. Because we're probably going to have to fight at least one more big army before we get another totally free refill. Like, I really do think it's a bummer that they took the Chaos Realms from a place where you have to, like, be really careful about your losses and cautious about deciding when it makes sense to fill back up and when you can take a couple of turns to do replenishment, and turned it into touch the light to go back to full, and as such, you are just like, the Chaos Realms no longer feel dangerous. They feel like a place where combat is less dangerous than it is in the normal world, because you are just always at full and you can just roll across the entire place at maximum speed. Arguably, that makes a lot of sense for, like, Khorne's area, where it's just supposed to be a field of endless battle, but not really for the other ones. But if you force a thing I know about strategy gamers, or the kinds of people who play strategy games and describe themselves as strategy gamers, if you force them to have to make interesting choices, what they will do instead is cry about not being able to get absolutely everything no matter what until it gets changed so that they never have to make interesting choices. And if you're listening to this right now and you're mad, I wasn't talking about you. It's everybody else. Obviously, it's not everyone, but it's a large enough portion of the field that it's really annoying to me personally, and I get really cross about it. Obviously,
The hunt continues.
a lot of really good game designs have been made a hell of a lot worse in the name of making the players complain less. And I weep for those cool games that we lost.
Find a meal.
Interesting. So they don't know we're here because they can't, on account of these units are invisible. So it's really interesting to me that they were so obviously riding over to attack them. Yeah, just go body these nerds, whatever. I'm gonna have you stop and throw projectiles, and I guess we're gonna get into a little bit of let's try to rush the pink horrors. This is gonna happen. You're gonna get to push through. Their army movement here is kind of confusing to me. Not really the way I would have done this approach in an army that has the ranged advantage. But I'm actually gonna have not you, not you, not you. I'm gonna have these units fall back so they can get a clean charge after these units come out of the trees, ideally.
The strongest, the fattest.
You have your role already. One of you targets the Chaos Knights, the other one goes after those things.
Take it all! Tyrant of tyrants!
Alright, go Tyrant. Go be a tyrant to them. And here we go. Here's that cleaner charge I was talking about. As the enemies come forward and wrap around our units. Stonehorn doing fine work. Noblar's actually winning a melee combat. You know you're in trouble when. And I think at this point you can convert into charge mode. Let me actually do one of these, and then we'll charge the horrors. I wonder if this will make it through the trees.
My
Nope.
next trophy!
I did, in fact, just hit a tree. Okay, that looks like it's over. A surprising amount of damage being done, though.
I ain't no gobbo! Limb from limb!
Alright, a lot of good murder happening over here. A lot of Noblars taking a lot of damage.
Bring us me!
Y'all are just kind of standing near combat and not really doing anything, which
Hold mine!
feels like a bad move to me personally. Obviously, Greasus is just going to, like, humiliate their lord in close combat. I don't know why they're shooting spells at this lone unit of Noblars.
These ogre mates! Crush 'em! Rampage!
Okay. So very little damage on the units that matter. I mean, if we had taken the auto-resolve, casualties would have been spread across the army in a much more even way, which would reduce our likelihood of actually losing a unit in the next battle. And it's better for replenishing over time, since all units get to heal at the same rate in the replenish over time. I don't know. Maybe this wasn't even actually better than just taking the auto-resolve. Because, like, in this place, it is a pain in the ass to get more Noblars. Usually, they're really expendable. Here, like, a little bit less so. It is nice to see some of the Noblar units actually getting kills, though. And all of our Noblars have survived long enough to make it to gold ranks. It's actually very impressive for them. I don't remember exactly what the value is per level up, what value of stats they gain, but it's significant. It matters for sure. This army is at 60 meat. I mean, we're probably fine on meat. I probably don't need to stress about it. Let's take the money, because we are trying really hard to do some upgrades back at base.
Greasus likes to keep the smart one.
Gutblout of the loose tooth ogres. I guess the odds that I would go after Gutblout's land are pretty low. Sure. Doesn't seem useful to me to fight them right now. And if we can get them to not be worried about us, so they focus on like attacking relatively vulnerable Great Orthodoxy territories or something, that's actually a big boon logistically. Just get armies to turn around every once in a while. So we do have a rogue demon army just running around our territory in raiding mode. Probably something should be done. If I didn't have so many Kislevites all over my stuff, it would be a lot easier to focus. Okay, Blood Peak falls to the Demon Rebels, which we knew was going to happen immediately. Alright, that's not relevant to us. The Lazargs are finally destroyed. Oh, a competent protector. Sometimes Greasus's battle is on, his army is on defense every once in a while. Okay, the Mountains of Morn are a place I actually care about.
Happy.
And the rebel army is going to appear outside Carrick Azorn, which is at least well defended. Hopefully we can resolve our western problems here and deal with that. Let's start with this, though.
Shockingly obese.
First things first.
Master.
Greasus finishes Quartermaster.
Mine.
Even more money. You're going to be able to pick up probably every single thing that is of even a tiny bit of benefit. Is 5 melee attack... Let's grab missile strength before we go for melee stuff.
Sunbearers.
And then we don't have any idea where either of these teleport points goes. But using either of them is going to eat all of our movement, so it doesn't really benefit us to use the close one either, right? Arbitrarily, I'm picking this one. Okay, that brought us up here. We don't know where this one goes either. Well, is what it is, I suppose. So we really wanted to stop at Rotten. I don't know what we need next. Extra meat per turn from all of our camps is definitely interesting. We never get paid off of contracts no matter what, even when we do actually pick them, so I'm not too concerned about that. You know what, maybe let's power up the Iron Guts. Weapon strength plus 10% is pretty significant.
Tyrant.
Do I feel comfortable pushing for this? Like, I want this over the Iron Blaster, right? The Iron Blaster really does do a ridiculous amount of damage. And it is... I want to see it. We're going to try to go to 12. We're going to try to go to 16,000. I want to see the Iron Blaster in action. Okay, so we should continue healing as we push through this territory, although it looks like we're going to take attrition here. Oh, because they've let their stuff get so chaos corrupted. That's a bummer. And we'll never be able to finish the province, almost certainly. But we can take these two and just have our little forward ogre base.
Master.
Yeah, let's do something like this.
Guided by me.
Stay close to friendly territory.
Find me, loot.
And then... Sorry, the Western armies. We do have some Serena Caterin to deal with. Targog, you're here already. You may as well clean this up.
Show you who's
Sure.
boss.
Actually, hold on a second. Is anyone I like already at war with you?
At your pleasure.
No. Okay.
But know that some
So yeah, nobody's gonna pay me to declare this war.
tyrant. Your dinner.
Valiant defeat. Okay, come on now. Charge bonus and weapon damage up for one of these units. I mean, they have two great unclean ones. It's not, this battle is not totally trivial. But like look at the number of them though. I'll tell you what, our Noblars are not going to fare well. That's gonna be a tough part of this battle. Those Heartseekers, if they're not microed pretty carefully, we are going to be able to set upon them with our lions, our saber tusks, which I have not used at any point during the campaign because they seem like an awful unit. Like, arguably, some factions, not a Slaanesh-based faction, but some like Chaos factions could have use for the Chaos Hounds as just like the only fast unit we can access. And the same with like the vampire forces using the vampire dogs. But ogres don't need a thing whose job is run fast and hit enemies in the back because you have ogres. They're not that fast, but it is kind of their whole thing is just doing that one. I don't know. This honestly seems fine. Just
Let's go, Noblars!
yeah, Noblars do stuff. Where are y'all? Y'all are on this side.
When supper. Find a meal.
So they have a demon prince. They have two great unclean ones. They have a soul grinder. And all of that stuff is bad news for us, for sure. It's just that there's not that many of them. We gotta, in theory, we have to be able to handle this.
Guns out, boys.
Alright, they're just gonna run their Heartseekers right in here.
Get it done!
Turn around and attack those demonettes.
Iron fists. Rampage this way.
I don't know what they're doing with their Chaos Warriors, holding them in reserve as though they're, Actually, you don't want to go one-on-one with the Soul Grinder. His whole thing is fighting large units. Okay, we have some gluttony because we're near the camp. We don't have any special stuff. We are just going to be at the mercy of our unit's actual stats. Yeah, it's very strange to me that they're, hey, I told you specifically not to do that.
Bring me the spoil.
The only order I really gave you was don't fight that one unit.
Rip out their throat.
Meal time! Run for it!
Alright, everybody in the pool. Arrange a little gluttony for y'all. So unfortunately, the Soul Grinder is going to be good at dealing damage to any unit that is attacking it. All of our units are large, effectively, which is a real shame. The only thing we can do is just charge it in the back, right? Actually, the Saber Tusks can attack it. It doesn't get its bonus versus large against them. That's something at least. And it doesn't have like great defenses. A thing that is going to matter a lot here is that Noblars have very low leadership, and the enemies in this battle all cause fear and terror, which is not a thing we've had to deal with a ton so far. So yeah, the enemy cavalry unit is collapsing badly under the countercharge, as we knew they would. The Chaos Warriors of Khorne are going to hold for a little while, but that's really all they're going to do. Crummy camp reinforcements are going to get in here and not really have any effect on the battle.
Swarm together!
Yeah.
We're going to be able to deal with all of their infantry pretty quickly.
I ain't no gobbo!
And then it's just a matter of cycle charging these bigger units,
Hungry.
which we can probably start doing now. I want to let me select. Here we go.
Ogres! Follow the Morse code! Me! This
What you gotta
way!
do is keep pulling units out after they've exhausted their charge bonus, and then throwing new units in to replace them.
Biggest in the tribe!
Oh, they're doing crazy Slaanesh magic to make me
The more calls!
to rampage me so that I can't control my units, which is awkward.
Crunch their skulls!
Yeah, unfortunately, part of the problem with cycle charging here is that we have a large enough number of ogres that we're not really getting clean charges on most of our enemies. Actually, I changed my mind. You were right the first time. They were already headed over here to do this. I should have just let them. Is this the Chaos Warriors? Yeah. They're not going to do any real damage, but they are going to survive forever.
Take it all!
And then at this point, this is basically the battle. Like, now we just wait.
Now do!
Like, literally just... Like I said, I can be trying to cycle charge, but our units are we have so little control over what our units are actually doing. Let's grab all of these units and try to pull them away.
I'll go myself!
See if I can organize a charge from this side.
Tyrant of the tribe!
Get it dead!
You can see though, there's still a lot of bodies that just won't move away, which makes that more awkward.
The more calls!
Also, as you can see with a lot of these units on this side, even if one body from a unit remains in contact with the thing it was fighting, the rest of them will just run back over to reattack it no matter what happens. There's no way you can keep them from deciding to attack. Alright, that thing's gonna break at least.
Their dinner!
And then unfortunately, it is just the case that it's really hard to kill this lord, and he's gonna survive until his morale breaks. There we go. They were gonna keep raiding in our territory until they eventually got up the guts to declare war and attack some undefended camp somewhere. That's how rogue armies generally roll. So I do think something had to be done. Now the question is, do we turn Targog around and run back toward the front with the Great Orthodoxy, or do we try to close up the demon rebels and then go back to the west? Because, like, it would be nice to not have a nation of demon rebels in the middle of my country, because they're going to strike out at whichever direction is the most viable as an attack target and try to expand their territory. And so either we're going to have to shore up defenses at everywhere they can reach instead of building, like money-making buildings and stuff, or we're just going to have to crush them. It feels like we should just crush them. Unfortunately, that's probably going to add at least one entire turn of movement to the time for Targog to get back west and reinforce. So, yeah, a little concerning. Wow, that was 4,000 gold though, huh? I have to admit, to some surprise.
Couldn't care less.
The convent, Oh, Targog, yeah. We didn't actually look at Targog's big names at all. So right now he is nothing. Right now he doesn't have one. He could become a Grand Feaster. Yo, that seems great. So get to level 40 and then you just have an aura that affects every unit within 35 meters. That seems awesome. This is kind of okay. Groundbreaker is just Thunder Mace. But for the moment, Brawler Guts giving you plus 10 melee attack, that's something. 73 melee attack with 60 charge bonus. And your skills are kind of a mess. Not that I'm surprised by that. You know what we're going to do. We're going to get renowned and feared, and then we'll figure stuff out after that.
Spoils.
So I would like to heal. Where does this become their territory? I don't actually see the line. Oh, we're in their territory right now. Yeah, this camp is marked Blood Peak. I'm healing because I'm in the camp
Oh,
aura.
that
Right.
tyrant.
Well, I will remain in the camp aura.
That moving.
May as well just push up on them. I forgot. Camps are very good.
No one beats my tribe.
Then we got to decide what we're doing over here. Well, you really need to spend a turn recruiting.
Will grant them power.
And as much as I would like it to be a replacement of the Lost Gorgers, we actually just cannot afford for it to be.
Ogre slew a master.
An ice witch bows to Noah.
These armies seem pretty fightable. I think I am going to move south some, because it seems like it's a lot of... It costs a lot of movement to get anywhere in here.
Consume.
We're going to do this. We're going to...
Will harvest them.
Does it make sense to do allied recruitment? Probably not in this army. We could pull one more unit. We could pull like a unit of crane gunners or something to stand near the cannons so that they're in the range of the harmony benefit. So they do have a pretty considerable range. They would actually be able to... We could pull a terracotta sentinel. We get one of those war balloons. I probably shouldn't do a 2-turn recruitment in the situation we're in right now, but there is definitely like a lot of compelling stuff in this pool. For right now, let's just do a 1-turn. Let's just get a couple of...
Ingredients to work.
Wait, sorry.
They serve.
A couple of dual weapon ogres. Iron Fists are not unreasonable against the against this faction. I guess it could have been either way.
Still boss. Still in charge.
What do I want you to do? Because you closed up the portals. I guess just kind of generally get over here. It doesn't help us to take actions against these units, but we probably want this hunter on the front, interfering with the Kislevite push.
Ogre tyrant.
And then, I mean... We're positive right now, but we won't be... Because right now it says plus 173, but that's an estimate based on our current army upkeep. And we're recruiting more units. We're recruiting 2 new units. So this number is going to go down, and I don't remember what order those things happen in. It may be the case that the recruitment finishes before we actually take our income for the turn. And if that happens, then the game might forcibly disband some of our units because we don't have any money when our negative income is processed. So I'm going to wait 1 turn. This gets me a Stonehorn with a harpoon launcher on its back. That's fun. We'll get all these. Oh, and that one's cheap too. Maybe I should pick that up because Stonehorns are pretty great. No, I want to see the fancy thing. We're going to wait 1 turn, like I said.
Ogre violence.
Oh, right. Bull the Growler is supposed to be killing people.
Let their flesh melt to soup.
I know the whole thing with the ogres is like it's about food, but their flesh don't eat soup that's made of these enemies, please. So right now we're at negative 94 minus 11. If we turn off income collection, we will still hit rebellion. So I guess let's just go ahead and we'll just deal with the rebels. Yeah, we'll figure it out. We have a few more turns left on this this Confederation debuff, which is giving us a pretty hefty amount of negative control everywhere, so... Okay, if they just want to back off, I suppose that's fine. I don't need to fight them, I just need to not lose territory to them. We may have to have Targog, especially if the Western Front is not actually being pressed, we may have to have Targog run south to deal with the rebels at Karakazorn first. Things will be so much easier when Croesus is not off-world. So we're going to get a full heal on Croesus before we actually get into another battle. And then, honestly, it kind of looked like we might not end up in another battle at all. Join your war against who? Clan Gretus. Okay, so this is the shape of the banner indicates that that's a Skaven clan. So they could be controlling potentially all of this apparently empty territory. It's hard to say. I don't know what their deal is. Let's not get engaged. They might turn out to be really powerful, you know? And I have enough problems, frankly. I appreciate the demons holding down that that northern area for us. Okay, we lost some campaign line of sight. Honestly, this doesn't seem like much of a penalty, especially Croesus' army doesn't even have caster. So, in the Road of Skulls, we have minus 46 approval per turn, which is... Oh yeah, down here. I don't care about that. These places are gone anyway, in lots of different ways. We will make no attempt to hold them.
Croesus, the shockingly outrace.
Show me some sigils. Okay, that one's not valuable. Good to know, I suppose. So, we do know the symbol for this one. Do we actually know where that is? I don't think so, right? I feel like I would remember if we'd been told that information. Yeah, no, we don't know anything. Okay, well, there's only one way off of this island, so we'll go there and see what happens. Who are you?
Only obey.
Ah, a rebel army, because this
Because
this faction's not managing their stuff very well. Well, we should devour.
Aids the meat's ritual.
Let's put down their rebellion, just give them a little bit of a boost here. Also, honestly, the money is worthwhile.
Butcher in chief.
And somehow that tiny battle was enough to level up multiple people among our crew, which is cool. Oh, sorry. What am I doing? Increase mobility, obviously.
I'll eat any challenger. No one else touch it.
You are almost renowned and feared.
Slaughtermaster.
Oh, that's a shame. We're so close. We're so close to being able to attack there. Well, then what we can do is cut this to a half move and actually do a turn of replenishment on the way.
Ogre tyrant.
And if I have you in normal movement mode, yeah, you can do the same thing.
There. I I said so.
And in fact,
We rest, we eat.
not only can we replenish, this could be a turn where we do a little bit of recruitment. Alright, this is not a permanent setup for this army, but it'll get us some bodies for the upcoming battle. And you could grab one too, so you may as well.
Next.
Oh man, hold on, your ancillaries are not good. Do we not have another one of those? No, we do not have another +4. At this point, we just have quite a few armies. Okay, well, you should at least have a campfire storyteller. No sense in not having anything available. And then your Sword of Might is definitely not better than a Fencer's Blade. As far as talismans go, we have a spell resistance talisman. The Fistful of Laurels I actually like a lot on you. And I guess we'll throw the Obsidian Amulet on, because like there's no reason to leave the space open. You know what? Fighting Cathay, 35% fire resistance might be better than general magic resistance. The only offensive spell they cast on us, as far as I can tell, is the one that we've that big fire dragon breath thing. I think I'll give you the Mastodon armor too instead of the healing, because we have sources of healing. Okay. So they're good. They're all set. Their push is like happening and it's actually working, it seems like. You are repelling these fools. I think what I'm going to do now is step forward some more. Actually, being in the forest doesn't change our ambush chance anyway, because our base ambush chance is so high.
Ogres,
So I'm going to go here into ambush mode. And, you know, we may as well offer to the Great Mob. This army is super rich. Super rich in terms of meat and gaining at every turn. We have meat capped, which is a thing that is upsetting to say.
tear you apart.
Alright, this should be completely trivial. Somehow we lost a unit. Whatever, man. And yeah, I mean, better to own it than not to own it. Maybe we should just go up and grab the Sky Monolith and then set up like a hard wall at Titan's Notch. Because the Sky Monolith does have some kind of unique structure. I do at the very least want to see what that is. So... okay, here's our rebels. Amble Peak has a 16-unit garrison. I'm gonna have this hunter report to the Kislev front. Bull the Growler, unfortunately, can't finish off the other enemy agents here. We could do this, though. Nope. Being exhausted makes this so low that I can't even just take the fail. That's going to definitely be true of Wound. Alright, we'll get down here and just keep an eye on everything until you recover from having assassinated a guy. Yeah, okay. And
I'm boss, and that's that.
with 20,000 gold, we can actually do this. God. How is corruption going in these areas? Okay, it looks like we're holding it down. So what we would expect to see Nurgle coming in. Yeah, that character is producing 5 corruption, but we have 7 corruption reduction. So it's going okay is the answer. Oh, you know what? I'm not paying attention to meat over here. My feeling is that I want to put the camp up on like this side of the river, but I guess if I put the camp up in the territory of a player who's not me but is friendly, it doesn't do raiding, right? Because we've had a camp in friendly ogre lands for a long time. Yeah, we probably don't have to worry about that. So, we haven't seen a lot of rebel armies in this series, so just to be clear, the way this is going to work is This army is going to sit here and raid. While raiding, obviously it's reducing our income because it's stealing all our gold, but in addition, every turn it spends raiding, it's going to grow. There's going to be more units in it. And then eventually, when it gets large enough to feel like it can do something, it's going to lay siege to Carrick-Azorn or Amblepeak, more likely Amblepeak. And we're going to have to actually deal with it. That said, while the army exists, it is producing a massive control bonus because all of the rebel units, you can see Rebellion is giving us a flat plus 20. All of the people who are unhappy are leaving to join the demon army, apparently, or they're having their souls sucked out or whatever. So this is allowing us to replenish control in the area, and when we kill a big demon army, we are going to get a lot of money for it. It turns out those troops are worth a lot. Okay, rebellion is still going to happen over there. That's fine. I'm still not doing this. I don't know how the Folg even got that territory, frankly. Oh, they see through my ambush. Well, I will fall back, or I mean, I'm trying to be smarter about this. I remember what we learned last time, which is that it is not necessarily trivial to defeat one small Kislevite army before taking on the second one. And they have short reinforcement time, so she has at least some levels in Lightning Strike. I'm going to fall back here. There's nothing about my current position that's actually valuable. We'll see if they all... Okay, no, they don't have the movement to really pursue us. So, we could attempt something on our turn, potentially. Or we could just run back home. It's a shame that army doesn't have completed Lightning Strike, because being able to attack those forces one at a time, obviously, we would completely devour them. Hey, look, it's a Doraemon. The Unicursal, the Architect, able to just barely get all the way over to us. What is the... Here, I'm going to press the Scout Terrain button. We're going to actually use this feature for the first time. It's kind of a pain in the ass is the answer. The territory is kind of a pain in the ass. So what I might want to do here is just accept the auto-resolve and the even damage. Yeah.
It's feasting time, boys!
And then we get no replenishment, but we can make money, and we do still desperately need money. And honestly, Greasus' army is holding okay on meat. I don't know. Maybe we do need... Let's take the money. We do need money. Oh.
Let's get
They were allowed to run away, and then they came back for more. So we got the meat anyway.
There we go. I said so.
I don't think that was very smart on their part. They shouldn't have done that way. I am probably being too aggressive with my camp positions. But, like, we already have all these internal camps. It feels like you want to be careful where you put them, because, like, you can get a lot of value out of a camp, but also, every turn that you don't have all your camps established, you certainly feel it. It's not like we're doing badly, but we're not doing as well as we might be. Okay, Demon Army comes out in the middle of our main Ogre competitions territory. That seems great. It's wonderful news for us. Yep, chased off the enemies so that they could be the ones to destroy Carrick-Dome. Carrick-Dome, actually. I just kind of assumed that would say Dern. Oh, hey, we got Seasoned Campaigner for Greasus. Perfect Vigor, obviously, a big deal. Attrition down, obviously a big deal. And 10% campaign movement range. That is a really, really, really good trait. Alright, this army's in rough shape. There's no two ways about that one. Now that we have all of this stuff, better camping is more meat from camps than camp limit up. 10% speed Vanguard deployment for our Lord, you know? You know, it's not nothing. We could push the red line, and we definitely still have enough skill points left to get the later red line abilities. Let's do that. So, Inspiring Presence, and then in here, what boosts the Iron Guts? Iron Guts and Man-Eaters get boosts from the same skills. Okay. This army is already incentivized to build Man-Eaters, or to build Iron Guts, and I know we haven't been, like, super good about that so far. We've been very busy, but it is a thing we hope to get back to. All right.
Hungry. Someone bring me meat.
So a thing we could do here is we could spend a turn in replenishment mode, just trying to recover health. I think I'm just going to go for this, though. So where's this one going to take us?
Everything we find is mine.
Oh,
Grace.
right, because I had selected the hero to level him up. I just moved him out of the army. Can I please have the ability to send him back to the army? Yeah, get back in there.
Of hidden paths. March.
There we go.
Over tyrant's orders.
Okay, so we are in range of both of those armies, which is, maybe bad.
Itch to crush something.
Should I do a bloody and raw just in case?
This world.
Our meat position is not awesome. We're only bleeding 4 per turn, and we are getting... You know what? Just in case, we may need the stats. And this way it'll be up 10 turns. It lasts for 10 turns. It'll be up for the battle with, what's it called? The battle with the actual Demon Prince. Okay, so at this point...
Master Butcher.
I think we want to go ahead and ride on...
Dragonborn is blasphemy.
Yeah, let's go for it.
March.
So we're going to start this
Master.
by attacking the small army that's standing outside the settlement,
Slice the meat.
who will just run away. But then that'll mean that that guy's not in range anymore. Oh, they want to do this. That's really interesting. So they'll 2 minutes after the battle begins, they'll have their army, like a full-size army, show up from the edge of the battlefield, and we'll be able to just be there waiting for them. They have a lot of ranged units, as these guys often do. And our reinforcements are going to show up first, so we'll have time to get into position and stuff. I think we got to take this, but I also think this is maybe a good place to pick up for next time. Listen, I just really like starting an episode with a battle against a lot of Burning Wind nomads. It seems to be our lucky charm, so we're just going to do it again. That's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, tomorrow, you're going to find out why it's a bad idea to have most of your army's force show up as reinforcements. And we'll see you then.